Hi, this is Phil from Aragorn, and this video is inspired by the conversations that we have with senior HR leaders who are trying to drive a people strategy, trying to have great experiences for their workforce, and they find that their teams are completely bogged down in routine, mundane tasks that ought to be automated. And so our theme today is I want to paint a picture for you about how Aragorn can automate all of those mundane inter-system tasks that your team is likely tackling in a manual way today. Every organization we talk to is using multiple tools to bring together their people experience. They've got recruiting tools, they've got learning tools, core HRS systems, there's analytics, there's tools that their employees have to use, there's security tools as well. And I wanted to bring together two amazing quotes I had in recent conversations. So one VP of HR, I was talking to her, and of course I asked her, okay, talk to me about the strategy behind this onboarding automation that you're talking to us about building. And she paused and she laughed and she said, there's nothing strategic about it. It is just something that has to get done. And the team has to do it. And so my time gets caught up in doing it. And then, in a similar conversation, I was talking to another people ops leader, and the way she described it, I thought was just brilliant. She said, this work is getting done in what I would call intensely manual ways. And again, we find that across all sorts of different organizations. And if you're like me, and if you've worked in HR and then you've worked with technical people who help do all of the wiring here, you might find yourself sitting in meetings, starting to bubble over with frustration, and you might find yourself about to utter the three forbidden words, couldn't you just make the data connect? And if you've, again, been that HR person talking to technical folks for long enough, you know that these are the three forbidden words. If you say something like this, you will get an ocean of detail back about APIs and SFTP and data transformations and protocols and OAuth and on and on and on. But yes, you should be able to just wire this stuff up. So I want to paint a new picture for you. Of course, we're going to put Aragorn in the middle of it. And let's talk about what it looks like to have a wired up ecosystem for all of these different systems. We'll start with our friends in talent acquisition because you got to start somewhere. And so maybe you've got Greenhouse, iCIMS, or some other ATS. What we're going to do with Aragorn is we can reach out to those tools, connect to their APIs, pull the data in, and then get a representation of that data in your terminology. So it's going to speak your language, but you'll have the data available in Aragorn so that you can do things with it. And the first thing you're probably going to want to do is you're going to want to push that data into your core HR system so that you don't have to manually do a bunch of work to get people onboarded. So we can create that integration. We talk about this one with people all the time. Another video, just Greenhouse to UKG, how do we automate that? If you've got Paycom, you can automate data to Paycom. You might have Workday, ADP, you name it. But of course, along the way, there's probably a bunch of other people that have to get notified about that too. And you might as well handle that with Aragorn as well. So maybe there are some workflows you want to set up and you want to get some calendar invites, some emails or other things set up so that folks get notified about work that they have to do or meetings that they should have as part of setting up that new employee. So get all that stuff automated so that it just shows up and it's ready for everybody to do the work of welcoming that employee. And then once we've got that employee set up, let's get them ready for work. So we can pull the data now from those core HR tools, bring that data into Aragorn. We can start to turn the flywheel and get everything wired up. So now let's take that employee data. Let's automate away the single sign-on, SSO, IT work of getting those people set up with logins so they can access the information they need right away on day one. Let's get them set up in the tools where they're going to do their work. They might need Salesforce access. And they might need different levels of access depending on the type of employee. Maybe some people need access to Jira. Great. We know who the employee is, where they work, everything about them. Let's just automate that workflow as well. And your employees need benefits. So let's get them set up with that. And benefit integrations can be really complicated. The files, I've got another video about this, that you need to set up for healthcare integrations are super complex. They can leave your benefits team somewhat trapped, kind of with making their decisions based on integrations rather than what's best for the employee. We can automate that work away as well. Aragorn understands how to define that data. Maybe they have stock options. Great. We'll get that pushed over to Carta as well. Make all of those seamless setup processes. And you've got partners in HR who do learning, performance, they have other programs set up. Those tools also, why not automate and set up employee profiles in those tools right away as well? And then since there's valuable data in those tools, let's bring that into Aragorn too. And while we're at it, why don't we just package all of that up and get it ready to go out to your HR analytics providers too? So that might be an internal data lake and a team doing analytics. Maybe it's Visier, maybe it's Cruncher, maybe it's my friends over at One Model. Great, like let's package up all of that data that we now have visibility to and get that analytics process set up as well. So this is what a wired up HR stack can look like. Aragorn can handle all of these integrations. These are based upon, integrations that are running right now for our customers in our platform. And if you're looking at it and you're still feeling a little bit squeamish because there are a lot of boxes and a lot of arrows on this page, rest assured, you get visibility to the data in Aragorn too. There's a dashboard. You can log in. You can see all the integrations that are running. If there's a problem, you'll be able to see what the issue is, and your team in HR, without having to be dependent on consultants or IT, can diagnose and fix the issue. Super easy, clean. The interface looks like this. You can see the integrations that are running, what's not running, what's coming up, what errored. You see it all in one place. So that's what a people ops operating system can do. And if you find yourself sitting there thinking, couldn't you just give us a call, reach out, got the URL there where you can book a demo. We would love to talk through the details of your tech stack. Every organization is a little bit different. And while it seems like there's never anything simple in HR, it does not have to be this complicated. And Aragorn can help you wire everything up so you can automate the mundane and get your team doing the things that humans do well. Looking forward to talking.